All right. Shalom, shalom. Like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who well. Blessings and salutations to those for elect that scattered abroad. The Hakim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. The brother Shabab Mamawan back at you with another lesson. And this is just going to be a quick hit exhortation. All right. Basically, matter of fact, let me just get the scripture. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Oh, Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And that's something that we're about to start seeing. All right, you're about to start seeing the curses being lifted up off these damn devils, all right, on these other nations. So like you're gonna see the curses coming up off of our people, and you're gonna see the curses going on to these damn nations and going on to Esau. All right. And basically what gave me the inspiration was this happened in my hometown, all right, which is about 20 minutes from where I stay now. Which I gotta go out there and teach a couple times out there. Um Let me get the article real quick. Because where I always was where I'm from, that is filled with Amalek in there. All right, and I ain't gonna talk too much on them because you know how soft they are when it comes to the algorithms. You know, they get uptight. All right, but let me get the pictures I had. You could look it up. Basically, you have four young ones, all right, that were involved in a car crash. Okay, it says Lakewood mourns four yeshiva students killed in wrong way turnpike crash. All right, and when I first read it, I thought it was them because honestly, they do shit like that all the time. They be going down the wrong way. They don't know how to drive. They think they're like on camels and shit. You know, that's why if you live in Lakewood, your insurance will be like fucking $300-400 because of the constant car crashes, car accidents that are always happening there. And the moment that you leave that town, you go back to like paying $60-70 of insurance. It's wild in there, honestly. But there's always car accidents being done there because they don't know how to drive. They're horrible. All right. But when I read, which I don't know if that's Esau twisting shit up, because here it is, they love to make us look, horrible on the news, man, when we come with something. But when they do something horrible, they'll try to find ways to actually, um, make it not sound as bad, you know. And I strongly believe that these these niggas was probably just driving the wrong way, and they trying to blame it on the other person and say that he was driving the wrong way, But I wasn't there, so I don't know. All right, but I'll read to you a little bit of what the article says. All right, and when I was reading it, I was under the impression that they were the ones that were driving the wrong way, and then when I looked into it more, all of a sudden it changed to killed by drunk driver in New Jersey. All right, but it says Lakewood, the teen victims from a Lakewood yeshiva who were killed Sunday, October 19th in a wrong way crash on the New Jersey Turnpike were heading to Tennessee for a short holiday before returning to the school this week, according to the officials. Among the victims was an 18-year-old student who also served as a camp counselor and was described as upbeat and always giving. He affected so many people around him, never complaining. Uh, I ain't gonna say RABBI. You know the word. All right. I ain't even gonna say the guy's name neither. Direct of Director of the Zone. All right, a New York-based. I don't even want to say that word. Let's just say New York-based camp, and said about Aaron Lebo of Lakewood, who volunteered there. Lebo was a volunteer and somebody who was so upbeat when the news got out. So many kids were heartbroken from this. His whole life was about giving. Yeah, right. Anyway, and it's crazy because I remember when I would teach over there, they had a bunch of young ones, man, real young ones, some nasty, filthy ones that used to come around the camp and they would throw bottles at us. They would cause a lot of commotion, man. They would try to bully us off of the off the street by just, you know, calling us all types of crazy names and all that. And hey, this is judgment that comes upon these people, man. You know, the Lord don't forget what you've done. You know, and I was trying to figure out, damn, it might have been one of them. You know, that used to come around the camp and do some grimy shit. You know, I don't know. All right, but I ain't about to sit here and you know, Salakia, somebody around my car. I ain't about to sit here and rejoice about it, you know, because scriptures talk about that. Rejoice not when your enemy fall. All right, but you never know. You know, remember the Lord is always watching, and the Lord is always in the midst of bringing judgment. Every morning does He bring His judgment to the light. All right, but the point of this video is that, hey, man, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. Four teens, you know, life got taken away for whoever went the wrong way down the turnpike. And at the end of the day, that was the Lord. You know, that came of the Lord. You know, he put them the spirit on them, all right, on whoever did it to go the wrong way and basically, you know, be taken out of the way. All right. But it says then it says the victims, one was 19, one was 18. There was another one that was 18. Them three were from Lakewood, and another one was from, he was also 18, and he was from New York. All right. And it says they had a family in Lakewood, all good people, all fine people, which none of these devils are good people or fine people at the end of the day. They're all devils, man. All right. And the scriptures tell you that, all right. Whoever perish away being innocent. Let's grab that. I don't even got the Wi-Fi on right now because come on. Give me 1 second. I hate this phone. This phone's horrible. This is Job 4:7. It says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?" All right. So nobody, you know, gets judged without there being a reason for it. All right. And again, you don't know what these devils have done to catch that judgment. All right. This is why you have to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man, especially on the left side. All right. And Esau is the left side. So, you know, there's gonna be heavy judgment coming in these days, all right, for these devils. All right. And those are the curses that are being lifted up off of us onto them. Because you usually will read about our people going through some shit like that. You know, but here it is, you find you know, you get four little Amalekites, all right, being taken out the face of the earth, man, for whatever they have done. All right, but it says a Lakewood school board member who knows one of the victims' family says they were just traveling and someone came and hit them. They were literally staying in their lane and then I didn't get, I can't see what the rest of that. My wife sent me the picture, which I already knew about it. I just didn't care about it too much, but Spirit jumped on me to just make a quick lesson on it. But then as I kept looking more into it, then it came with it says for Lakewood Bachurium, Bachorium, I guess. I guess meaning like 4 young ones. All right. It says killed by drunk driver in New Jersey. All right. Let me see what it says here. It says on October 19th, 2025, 4 students, 3 of whom were from Lakewood, were tragically killed in a wrong way highway crash on the New Jersey Turnpike. All right. Details of the incident. It says the cause: the teens were struck head on by a pickup truck driven by a man suspected of driving under the influence, man. So let's say that that was true, okay? Because they're suspecting. They're not even sure if that's what it was. See, this is them. He saw a lie, something that's horrible. They won't. Let's say if they the ones that were driving drunk, because they do that shit out here too. I know how they are. These young ones out there are wild, yo. They're always getting high. They're always drunk, and then they go out there and they go bother people. And because they own that town and they have a lot of protection, they pretty much can do whatever the hell they want, and they don't get in trouble. If you drive out there late night, they'll be out there drinking, and they'll be throwing bottles as cars pass by, man. And police won't do shit because they paid off, you know. But it says a suspected man. All right, a man suspected of drinking and driving. All right, so we don't even know if that's actually true. All right, but the fact that the Lord put the Spirit on him to be head on, that had to be a horrible scene right there, man. All right, and that ain't the first time. I done seen a lot of them get judged in Lakewood for whatever it is that they out there doing. All right, I seen one actually have that was one of the worst car accidents I actually seen. I witnessed. He actually went head on with another car, and he went so hard into the other car that the car got chopped in half, basically. And when he passed away, that shit he landed in the cemetery. It went through the fence and landed right in the cemetery, and he died right there instantly because the whole entire car got mangled and chopped in half. That's how fast he was going. Again, these devils always just be flying. They're always in a rush to get to their little stupid ass synagogues to go do their wickedness in there. All right. When they could just, they don't care about nobody. They'll drive on the wrong side of the road to get around cars and shit like that. I had to hawk one of them down one time because they almost hit me. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come up to them and tell them, yo, what the fuck's your problem? They want to act like they didn't do nothing wrong. Wicked as hell. Uh, it says immediate response. It says the Lakewood community was left heartbroken, horrified by the deaths immediately following the crash. Uh, it says other community volunteers coordinated with the authorities to ensure proper handling of the deceased. But here it is: when it comes to our people, they don't give a shit. They'll just grab your ass and just throw your ass in the morgue. You know, they don't even care for it. Man, listen, I'm not even gonna get into it. All right. They want to properly handle that shit. All right. It's a wrap. He done. Get it over with. Garbage time. You know? Uh Let me see. I'm just reading a little bit of it. It says their morning traditions for those mourning with that within their faith. The practices provide a structured framework for the grieving process. A pre-burial, a period of intense mourning between the death and the burial, where close relatives are exempt from most religious obligations to focus on funeral preparations. First 7 days, the first week after the burial, when mourners stay at home and receive visitors, they bring food to them. It says Uh, First 30 days, the 30-day period following the burial, mourners begin to reintegrate into daily life, but avoid public entertainment and parties. Yeah. Hey, man, it is what it is. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is bringing justice to the table, man. Every morning he bringing that he brings judgment to the light, you know. That's why you got to understand who the true maker is, man. Who the true power is. Right, but yeah, that's pretty much the point. I ain't even gonna get into it too much, like I said, because these devils get soft when they hear shit like that and topics like that. But yeah, the Lord is judging. All right, and again, he judged Amalek on this one. So that's them curses being lifted up on us. All right, and being brought on to them. You know. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Elohim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom.